AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. Their over-under is 10.5. Cynthia has them at 11.2. I know it's easy to just remember the last game where they got blown out, but everything leading up to that was the Chiefs finding a way to win by a score, always finding a way. So what are you looking for this year for the Chiefs, with their big story being this offensive line overhaul since the Super Bowl?
Yeah, obviously it kind of defined their offseason, the way they went about things, and completely transformed that offensive line. An interesting way to approach it as well, trading away arguably the best player on that offensive line, who they leaned on even more last year because he was the solution at left tackle rather than let's keep the all-pro guard at guard. They asked him to play left tackle because they thought that was their best option, even over, actual left tackles that were coming back injured, et cetera. So they move away from him. That lets them keep Trey Smith. Creed Humphrey is still there. The young, talented players were kept in situ. But now you have, sort of unproven commodity of a fix at left tackle. You've got an unproven left guard, and you've got a fairly proven but underwhelming right tackle. So suddenly that offensive line has got the most questions it's had since the last time they overhauled it, since they had to completely retool the entire unit after the last Super Bowl ass kicking that they had because of the offensive line. So fascinating offseason for Kansas City. And we said heading into the offseason, this is a team that had more question marks this offseason than they've usually had. And I think they navigated it pretty well, had a phenomenal draft top to bottom. But I think before that was pretty good as well, with the offseason, free agency, trades, et cetera. And look, you look at where that win total is set. I mean, this is a team that has won a lot of games ever since Patrick Mahomes got there. You've got to be pretty confident that things are unspooling around him to say this team is not going to get to 11, 12 wins.
Yeah, the schedule, interesting the way that lays out as well. They're going to start in Brazil with their road game against the Chargers, and then they come back home and face the Eagles, right? So you get the Super Bowl rematch right away in that first 6 weeks. So there's the Chargers game, the Eagles game, Baltimore in week 4 on Sunday, on a Sunday afternoon game, and then the Lions in week 6. So you're talking about some of the powerhouses of the league, including a Chargers team, I think, that's on the ascent, playing them in Brazil. So I think 4 out of those first 6 games are pretty challenging. If the Chiefs get through that, right, that's been the story of their seasons the last couple of years. If they get through some of those tough stretches and find the way to win their one-score games again, I'm not saying they're sitting pretty. They still have to go to Buffalo. They still have to play Denver twice. After that, they'll have the Texans. They have tougher games. But, I mean, if they get through those first 6 weeks, they're in pretty good shape there. So I think they'll continue to find a way to win. The 10.5, we repeat this all the time. I know we see 13 and 14 win teams every season, but the win totals rarely go above 11 just because you have to factor in injuries and various things. But this feels like one where we're going to say, yeah, let's not sleep on the Chiefs and the foundation that they still have. They're probably going to go over this.
Right. I mean, they have never come in under this number with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Like the last time they only won 10 games, Alex Smith was the quarterback. So as much as, yeah, look, this is the way these win projections work, you have to go over here. I mean, there's a lot of question marks still for the Chiefs. It's been an evolving team. The offensive line is shifting. The wide receiver room is still very much up in the air. We don't know what that group looks like together when they're all healthy. And Mahomes is he's changed as a quarterback. He used to be this high octane, push the ball down the field, explosive plays to Tyreek Hill left and right. And the last couple of years, his average depth of target has plummeted. He's been not like this Alex Smithian conservative quarterback, but a guy who's not the huge play threat is not anywhere near as potent as it has been. And yet you still would have to say the Chiefs are going to win 11 plus games.
Yeah, I mean, things have definitely changed. I mean, before that Week 18 game when they played backups against the Broncos, number 1 in points per game allowed. Spags as defensive coordinator has been outstanding. I know they got beat up on both sides of the ball in the Super Bowl, but this has been a defense-first team that's actually just been shortening the game. That's a big part of the Mahomes factor, with the average depth of target being lower. But if everybody's healthy this year, they get to be what they were hoping to be, which is, all right, downfield passing attack, Marquise Brown, Rashee Rice underneath, but Xavier Worthy using his speed. So yeah, they'll be tested early on though. So I think that'll be the key to them. If they're sitting here at 3-3, rather than 4-2 or 5-1, maybe they regress a touch. But yeah, I'll take the over on Kansas City's 10.5 here.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.